Morning everyone, BNSF 9382 here with a little project update. Yesterday I ran down to the local hardware store, or whatever you want to call it, and picked up a 4x8 sheet of, I don't know exactly what it's called, but I'll show it to you here in a second. It's about a 1/16, quarter of an inch thick. It's plywood. What I started doing is I started working on the fascia. As you know from previous videos, as I was working on my highway, freeway area, I really wanted to clean it up a little bit, so I started working on the fascia. And first time I've ever done this, so I know there are 1,000 different ways to do it, but my version here is to make it accessible and at some point removable. So I used exterior, screws and washers and all that. But let me walk you around and show you what I've gotten done so far. I hope to finish it up today and start on some other projects. So as always, bear with me as I move this camera around and show you what I'm working on. The fascia, it really makes a huge difference in how things look. Really cleans everything up. This is the first piece I started with. As you can see, the right side of the layout from where I'm standing is to be done today. But so far so good. I used number 6 1-inch screws with number 6 finishing washers. Again, the plan is that this will be removable. At some point down the road, when I get all this finished, the woodworking part of it, I'll mark all these, remove them, prime and paint them, and then reinstall them. So again, making sure everything fits. Still need to do some final sanding and clear up the edges a little bit, but so far so good. I think it's coming out pretty good. Again, just one piece at a time, measure, cut, trim, and try to get the edges here lined up. Again, a little bit of final sanding on the edges, and again, at some point we'll pull these off, prime them, and paint the outside part of it anyway, and then reinstall them. So again, this is what I'm using. Number 6 1-inch Phillips wood screws and number 6 stainless steel finish washers. Pre-drill everything to make sure there's no splitting or anything like that. So it takes a little bit of time to get everything measured out and measure twice, cut once type thing. But you can see that it really cleans everything up. And again, once it's primed and painted, still don't know what color the final version will be, but I got this piece done all the way up to the diesel house. Again, I got to continue on across the lift up and down the long side of the benchwork. But this is a couple hours worth of work yesterday. I think it's coming along. Again, not trying to get too far ahead of myself, but this sheet of plywood was about 15 bucks, 4x8 sheet. A sheet of hardboard or whatever it's called is about $8 here locally. So this is about double the price, but I think it's maybe a little bit easier to work with, sanding and trimming. So I'm happy I went with a little bit more expensive, if you will, piece of wood to do this. I'm not a woodworker by any means, but I think the extra couple bucks spent on this will pay off in the long run. So here's a sample. I don't know if you can see this very well, but it's just a laminate type plywood, real thin, nice and smooth. I think it'll take paint really well, and I think it'll serve the purpose. Again, just my opinion, but I think it's maybe a little bit easier to work with than the hardboard. Most of this I cut with a jigsaw. You know, it's thin enough that you can sand it, and I used a file on some of it, and you know, I pulled out my circular saw, and the circular saw that I have is, you know, it's not a huge one, but it's almost too big for this dimension of lumber. So the jigsaw worked out pretty good, and again, a little bit more final sanding, and again, mark them all so I know where they go, and prime them and paint them. So, but anyway, hope you get an idea of what I've been working on. You know, I'm kind of fussy about things. I measured out the screws and tried to get them all in line, all distanced apart. I know a lot of folks out there don't like the exposed fastener type design, but I think if you line them up and space them, you know, proportionally, I think it can look okay. But again, the plan is that these will be removable. You know, I'm not going to fill the gaps and use filler and all that stuff. I'm gonna leave it the way it is after the final sanding, paint and prime, and then reinstall them. I'm thinking that the legs down here, at least in the front that are visible, I think I'm going to paint those black. I haven't quite gotten that far yet, but again, you know, I see guys that have much deeper fascias, and this is an 8-inch fascia. And again, the idea is that I need access underneath the benchwork to do wiring and whatever the case. So I didn't want to go too deep with the fascia to limit the access underneath the benchwork. So hopefully this works out. And again, the legs here in the front, I may just paint black. I don't know. And again, I don't know the final color of what the fascia will be. But again, especially from this view of the cutout for the roadway, I think that fascia just really cleans it up. And even though I'm a long way from being complete, the fascia here just makes it look a little more finished. So again, that's what I've been working on. And I took a bunch of still photos that I'll attach to the end of the video. And we'll get this posted, and give me any ideas or recommendations on how to finish this out. And I guess that's about it for now. BNSF 9382 out.